Oh, yeah.
All right, folks, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The State of Recruit, Episode 5. I am your host, Seagull, choking on a hot dog. And as you can see, I have gotten rid of the clown outfit. I've ditched it because, as you all know, it's time to get serious. We're at the end of the season. Playoffs are coming soon. We got roster moves. We got some crazy games. And, I mean, hey, playoffs are right around the corner, right? So let's get ready for it. And let's get into it with some FA signings and trades here. All right, let's get into some FA signings here. Let's just dive right into it. We've got a couple here. Starting with FRG. FRG has decided to send Slayer to inactive reserve. So hopefully everything's all right with him and he gets all of his IRL stuff sorted out. And then in his place for the remainder of the season, FRG has signed Beef. Beef played pretty well in combines, and he has stubbed for other teams earlier this season. So we'll just wait to see how he does as FRG tries to make a push for the playoffs here. Next up, we have ATL. ATL has decided to cut Hero, and in his place, they have signed Twisted Agony. Twisted Agony played on Cow and DRG in seasons past, so we're just going to have to wait and see what he does, but I do think he'll do pretty well here. I love my boy Twisted. He's great. So yeah, that is it for our free agent signings and roster mania. We will move on to our Matchday 8 and 9 results. All right, let's get into our featured matches and matchups and results for Matchday 8 and 9 here. We'll start with Matchday 8. You can see these are your results here. We had couple of overtime games, couple of close ones, but really, a lot of kind of not close games here. We are going to touch on the featured matches here, though. We'll start out with the HG ACA game here. This one was an Anubis game here, and the Thugs do take it 13-5. Just want to point out Catfish, BTW, Drano, and Teddy S all over a 1.0 rating. Catfish was the 155, 21 kills, 13 deaths, and 124 ADR. All right. That is so tough to beat, especially with his 94% cast. I mean, come on. That's just nuts. On the opposite side of the ball, it wasn't as if ACA wasn't shooting back here. Medicinal CBT with a 1.11, Swayze over a 1.0 rating, and Chasing Turtles as well over a 1.0 rating here. All of them in the teens for kills. And it honestly, what it looks like here is ACA here had actually a pretty darn good T side. They just couldn't figure out their afterplants. They were, losing a lot of stuff in the afterplant scenarios. So as they look forward, I'm sure they're going to be working on that a bit, but it is encouraging to see them planting the bomb, even though they're losing the post plants, right? Like that's very cool to see. So this is a kind of a sweep from Thugs. So we will move on to our next game, which is going to be OS versus UPS. This one was quite a bit closer here, with Order of the Samurai taking it in a 13-10 affair on Ancient. Order of the Samurai with 4 players over a 1.0 rating. That's crazy. And then on the flip side, we've got Spaghettis with 2 players over a 1.0 rating. And the other 3 really not all that far behind. Also, the impact ratings on both sides of the ball are really, really good. Goal Line Core with 95 ADR and a 1.25 rating. OS just seemed like the more balanced team here, and they were able to get it across the line. Not to say that either of these teams aren't strong at all. I think on another day, another map, maybe UPS takes this, but this was an OS win. They should celebrate. And that'll be it for our Match Day 8 matchups and results here. So let's move on to Match Day 9. Match Day 9, I think this is the first match day that we've had that hasn't had a overtime game, and you can see that here with all of our results. But more importantly, in these results, if you notice, one thing specific, ACA beat ATL. What? How'd they do it? And it's on Anubis. It's not even on a pug map. This is on a real deal, competitively viable map. Like, let's go. This is awesome. What happened? It does look like here, this will be one of our featured matches as well. It does look like ATL was rocking 2 subs. But with that said, I mean, their 2 subs were Dirt McGirt and DJ Corgi, and they both played out of their minds. Dirt dropping 23 kills, DJ Corgi dropping 19, both well over a 1.0 rating. Gillionaire also playing at a 1.0 rating, with Lax and Hero not too far behind. But if we look on the ACA side of things, oh man, they've got 3 players over a 1.0 rating. Oh, and it's so nice to see. I know we were all celebrating watching the weekly recruit when these guys won. Also, just look at the util damage from ACA. Oh my goodness. Chasing Turtles, 224. And Deity, you might be on the bottom of the scoreboard here at 12 and 10, but look at that util damage. 320 util damage and 8 effective flashes. Come on. That's awesome. That's so cool to see. They fixed their post-plant situations. They brought it across the line. ACA, give yourselves a pat on the back for your first win of the season. We love to see it here at the State of Recruit. ATL, I believe, has already clinched play-ins, so they're going to do just fine. So yeah, let's look at our other featured match here for this match day, and that is going to be the Hellfire Order of the Samurai game. This was a bit of a sweep in the hands of Goshi. I want to give a shout out to Cool Guy and Rooney who subbed this game. Both of them with a 1.0 or above rating here with 95 ADR on Cool Guy as well as a 136 impact rating. Super solid from Cool Guy. Super solid. I knew he was going to be a good pickup for them. But on the other side, we've got Psych, Lineman Luke, and Azor all over a 1.0 rating. Pet's not far behind. And Isaac subbing in for the first time this season. Let's go. That's my boy from last season. Ice is cracked aimer, in case you guys were wondering. But yeah, this looked like a really solid game from Goshi. I think they're going to need this win going into playoffs. This is just a confidence booster for them. So yeah, that'll be it for our match day 8 and 9 results here. So we're going to move on to our match day 10 preview. All right, folks. It's time. It's playoff time. We can start talking about it now. 2 match days left, match day 10 and 11, in order to clinch playoffs. And boy, is it close this season. To get started, let's talk about the playoff format, how all of this works. First things first that you need to know, top 12 teams are going to make playoffs/play-ins. And if you take a look on the Season 14 schedule in the Playoffs tab, you can actually see how this is laid out. So, first of all, the top 4 teams are going to be getting a bye game. So they do not have to play in the first round of playoffs. That's why it's called play-ins. For the play-ins stage, the next 4 teams, so teams 5 through 8, are going to be playing. And they will be playing the 4 teams after that. So that would be teams 9 through 12 are going to be playing that. And it'll be teams 8 and 9 playing, teams 5 and 12 playing, teams 7 and 10 playing, and teams 6 and 11 playing. So obviously, the higher the seed that you have, the better chances you have of winning. And this is the stage last season where Nan actually really showed up and made us really see, like, wow, we can really have an underdog in this league. So never count yourself out. Even if you're the number 12 seed and you make playoffs, give yourself a little pat on the back there. You guys did a really good job in the season. And who knows, maybe just like Nan, you can win 3 games in a row and just take it, right? So for that first game on the 11th, you are most likely, if you want to make this play-in stage, you need to get at least 5 wins. At least 5 wins. If you have 6 wins, you're more likely going to be one of the higher seeds. If you can get 7, you may be able to actually clinch playoffs, which is great to see. And also, for those of you that don't know, playoffs are a best of 3. So no more best of 1s. We're not doing that anymore. We've got best of 3s now. So you need to be all trained up on your best maps and your opponent's best maps. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure. But that is the playoff format. Let's take a look at who is in the hunt, who's clinched, and who is on the bubble here. So starting off, for the teams that have clinched playoffs and have clinched a bye for that first game, so far it is just ABW and OS with 7 and 8 wins respectively. We're looking at some other teams here to potentially, make that jump and get up there. I'm looking at you, ATL, with your 6 wins. You're looking pretty good, but you're going to have to win at least one more to clinch it. So as far as teams that have clinched play-ins minimum, so far we have ATL, AVI, UPS, HG, COW, FRG, and NAN. All of these teams have 5 wins each, except for ATL, who is at 6-3 record at the moment. Next up, so those are the teams that have clinched minimum play-ins. If they win some more games, they might be able to clinch themselves a bye. We'll see what happens. Next up are the teams that are on the bubble. So the teams where if they lose, they might be done. If they manage to get some wins here, they can get themselves a play-in spot. They could even technically get themselves a playoffs spot past that first stage if they're really lucky here. We've got some teams like DRG, SAV, AP. All of these teams have 4 wins right now. They're 4 and 5. These are the teams that are on the bubble. They are technically able to make it. They need to win at least one more game here, but they're on the bubble, so they could definitely get eliminated still. The other teams that are going to be in the hunt are Deadbeats and Wet. These teams both have 3 wins. They need to get these last 2 wins in order to have a chance at this. It's just what you got to do. And then from there, they may even need to take a look at some tiebreakers here. So that's going to be something to look into as well. As far as teams that have been eliminated, so far it is only ACA that has been fully eliminated. Hellfire is kind of in between being eliminated and being on the bubble. They need to win for sure. They need to win their last 2 games, minimum. But on top of that, I believe they need some other teams to lose. Specifically, they need DRG to lose out, I believe, because then they would own the tiebreaker from them because they play against each other in Matchday 10. So Hell is like this close from being eliminated, but they still have a chance. It's still doable from Hell. It's just they need certain things to go their way. As of right now, that is going to be our playoff picture, though. We've got ABW and OS clinching it, ATL, AVI, UPS, HG, COW, FRG, and NAN clinching play-ins minimum, DRG, SAV, and AP on the bubble, DB and Wet in the hunt, and ACA and Hellfire being either eliminated or practically eliminated from playoffs. So that is it for our playoff picture. Okay, thank you guys for watching. This has been the State of Recruit episode 5. I have been Seagull, your sweet, sexy host. We'll be coming right back at you again next week to see Matchday 11 and a final playoff picture. Who can make it, who's done. It's getting exciting, guys. It's getting real exciting. We are very, very close to knowing exactly who's going to go into playoffs and exactly who's not. Best of luck to all the teams. I have been Seagull, and I am out. See you guys next week. Later.